Hello and welcome to the Egglympics, a training map with a bunch of different modes. In this video, we're going to be showcasing all of them, and at the end, we're going to be going through special modes. So let's just get into it. Alrighty, so we're now in, this is the hub world for the Egglympics. Sorry, not the Olympics, the Egglympics. This is the hub world, so basically you can go around here and pick whatever thing you want to do. And you can kind of just walk around here. There's no training in this area. You can walk around and jump around all you want. And the water, you can't go through the water, so you don't have to worry about that. But over here is the high scores board. So this map is a plugin called the map expansion plugin, which actually lets you save data. So these are all of my high scores for every time I've played this map and the best I've done in all of them. Down there, the time trials and challenge mode, those are yellow, and those are over here. We will go over these two at the end of the video, and we will do both of them. And then this map was made with a guy named Lazord, I don't know how to pronounce it. He's the host of the RLH server, so you can go over here, and it says press open to open the RLH website. And it does work, so it'll open on your browser, which I don't have the screen on right now, so you can't see it, but you can join. You can go to the RLH website and you can go to their Discord, and you can join just through the map. You don't have to find an external link anywhere. Okay, but I guess let's just start with the dribbling. So this is obviously a training map, and this is the dribbling, which I am already failing at. Okay, so for the dribbling, you kind of just go. It goes up and down in like a wave pattern. There's also these top platforms, which you can try and jump to. I am not good enough, so I know I cannot jump to them. But you can jump to them if you want. And then you can just kind of keep your control going up and down the hills. And obviously there's a timer and a and the score. The score for all of them will add up to only to 1,000. It won't go. It might go to like 1,002 or like 1,005, but like they'll all add up to around 1,000. And then if I were to just fall off into the ocean, it just stops the timer and the score. It doesn't count it, so it doesn't matter. And I can reset whenever I want. Uh-oh, we're going a bit fast now. And there we go. There's 1,000 right there. And so I can hit reset, and then we can go again if we want to. But that's the main dribbling. And obviously it's easier on the bottom than it is on the top, because I can't do the top. Next is the power shot. So the ball bounces, and then just hit it as hard as you can. Now, if you hit the end of this, it does count up to 1,000. I have not been able to hit it, but I know hitting 1,000 all of them is possible. There's 723, so I was close on that one. But that's the main for the Powershot Distance. And then here is one of the more complicated ones in this, is the Powershot for accuracy. So, ball will spawn in 1 of 3 locations, and you have to hit the target before your Minecraft hearts run out. So, and then you can see at the top my score is 1. There's 2. This one is way more difficult than it looks, because it looks very simple. There's a ball, just hit the target, but the target is very hard to hit. And then if we reset, we can go another round. There's 6. Now this video is very different from what I usually do of the multiplayer stuff, but this is a training map, so I'm just kind of going through it and showcasing off what everything does. And if I might include this in the workshop page, I'm not sure, to explain how things work. And that was a terrible one, but there we go. That was my high score of 8. I am obviously not very good at that one. The next one is one of the ones I do this one probably the most on this, is the air dribbling. So it'll pop the ball up, and you just kind of go as far as you can. Now the end of this does add up to 1,000. Just like the dribbling one, and every other mode it will add to 1,000 if you get it all the way there. But this one is definitely difficult to get 1,000. And if I want to, I can use the training inputs and just bring the ball like this. If you want to, you can just do that. Which I've done a few times because sometimes you do just want to go off the wall. But this one is very difficult for me to do, so I'm just going to leave. Now, next one is the flick. Now, the flick is very much like the power shot, where it's just a field. But in this one, you have to, instead of the ball popping up, it bounces into the ground. And you have to catch it and then flick it as far as you can. There you go, 413. It's a record. But they're very similar, but they're different, so you can keep your high scores and stuff separate, and because of the ball launching being different. Now next is the Kuxir Pinch, which is very hard for me to do. But this is one of my favorite ones to do, just because it's fun to pinch the ball. But every time you reset, it will alternate sides. So you can see it's going from left to right, back and forth. Now I think my high score on this is like 800 something, so I probably won't get it. But the field is a little bit more open, as you can see, so I would usually miss a field. And this glass part does not have collision with the ball. So you can hit it as far as you want. But yeah, I'm definitely not going to hit a high score on this. But that's the main thing for the Kuxir Pinch. Next is the fast aerial. So this is basically where you can just practice how fast can you get to the ball. Now, I don't know what my high score on this is, but it won't start counting the time until you kind of double jump. Yeah, I don't know how much you can optimize this really. Oh, there we go. 554, that's the high score. But you kind of just go back and forth until you can just practice your fast aerials. It's a lot more, that one is a lot more useful for people who are not GC, like probably diamond level, I'd say. Now next is the kickoff. Now the kickoff, you can swap between which kickoff you want to do. So it'll stop once you hit the ball. And it says you must go through all 5 kickoffs to get an average time, because the time does not count for just one. Like the time is the average through all of them. Otherwise, your corner kickoffs would be the max time every time. So there we go. Our max time is 1.87 seconds. So you kind of just, if you get it quicker, you'll be able to optimize it, obviously, and you'll get a quicker time. And it'll tell you if you get a quicker time. Yeah, but that's the main thing for the kickoff. Now, I need to go back to the kickoff because there's actually one more thing in here. So after you do hit the ball, there's something back here, which is the target. So you can kind of just, the ball will just, the target, every time you hit it, it'll move, kind of like the power shot accuracy, but this time it's in a goal. And this one doesn't count for anything. It's just like an extra thing that's in here in the kickoff. You can just practice hitting that target all you want. I think the power shot for accuracy is a lot more useful. Like if you want to hit your shot exactly where you want, this is definitely a better version than the power shot for accuracy. But we'll move on to the next one, which is the goalie trainer. This is again one of the harder ones, one of the more unique ones, I'd say. So the goal is that you have to clear the ball out of the rectangle. So the ball will, this is very hard to get working. It doesn't work. You would need a mod in order for this to work a lot better, like Baki's mod does, where it shoots the ball on target from wherever. You can't really do that in a map, or at least I couldn't figure out how to calculate it. So it'll mainly go straight. It goes a little bit side to side, but it mainly goes straight. And it will go quicker and quicker, and most of the time it will bounce, because otherwise it just misses too much. But you kind of have to clear it and then stay near the goal, because if you do try and clear it, like this one, I got back. Luckily, it didn't shoot it to the end. But if you do mess up, you will get punished for it. Oh boy. And it does wait until you clear the ball. It's like kind of take my time after I block it. But you kind of have to stay near the ground. Stay on the ground as much as you can so you can block the next shot. And this is where I think the speed increases at 8 and 16, I think. Or it's 12 and 24, I'm not really sure. But you can see that it looks like it's going a lot quicker now. You might not be able to tell, but I can definitely tell that it's going a lot quicker. Oh, that was a tough one. But this is one of the harder ones to get working, and just like the power shot for accuracy, you have 3 lives. So if it goes in, it's not it. You can still keep going for 2 more rounds. And that one missed, luckily, because I missed. And I'm just going to keep going and see how long I can go. Alright, so I've hit the 50 mark, so I'm ready to start talking about kind of how this works a little bit more. Oh, okay, maybe I shouldn't keep talking. But the way the ball will spawn in a random location every single time, so it's not set to like a, 50-something locations. It is completely random. Oh, there's another hard one. Couldn't get that one. Apparently talking is not, I'm not good at that while I'm trying to play, but that's one where it didn't bounce. And there's another one. Oh, dang. Alright, well, I got 57. That's pretty good. And if you do reset here, it will just restart it. So I'm going to go back to the hub. And that brings us to our last one. I kind of zipped through these because I want to get to the time trials and challenge mode. This one is the Powerslide Course. So the Powerslide Course is, you can see there's a bunch of coins. You can't jump. So if you try and jump, it'll just reset your velocity. I don't know why it's pushing me to the left. But if you're moving and you try and jump, it'll basically just reset yourself, so you can't jump. So it'll start when I grab this, and my ball cam will lock on to wherever the next one is. And I've done this enough times so I know what the path is. But you just go around, you can see at the top, we have a time, and you have to grab all the checkpoints. This is mainly to help your power sliding, so you can get used to holding and tapping it, stuff like that. I've done this many times, so I know where all the checkpoints are. Except for this one. This one always messes me up because you have to go around this way. And there was a little nice 180 I did there. And then we go this way. And then U-turn. And then there's one over here, and then we turn around. And then we go this way, and then we turn around again, because you can grab this one quicker if you turn around. And then you grab that. And there's a new high score. We got 55, sub 1 minutes, which is pretty good. And if you reset, everything comes back to normal. And then once you exit, you can jump again. But that's the Powerslide Course. And obviously you can see right here, if we go to the Powerslide, you can see that the time has updated. And if I were to, let's say I'm just going to relaunch the map just to show you that it does save. So we relaunch the map, and you can see over here, Powerslide still says 55 seconds because it's going to save it every time we leave and enter the map again. Next is the big 2 things that I worked a lot on in this map. The main thing I worked on a lot was this time trials mode. So you can see it says go through the following minigames as fast as possible. So we're just going to start because I know this works. But basically, dribble 260. So it basically means we're starting on the dribble, and we have to go through all of them as quick as possible. And that 260 means we have to reach a distance of 260 before we can move on to the next challenge or mode, I guess you could call it. So you can see the score, 260, and we move on to power shot for accuracy. And then that's a bug that happens. I don't know why. Every time you hit this for the first time, it'll for some reason spawn 2 balls. It's something to have to do with training. But you can't play this in a non-training mode, it won't work. And then after you hit these 5 targets, which are always going to be the same for the speedrun, because speedrun isn't as you know, the target is randomly generated to the normal one, and it's no fun if it's randomly generated for a speed run. You don't want an RNG speed run. So 130 for the air dribble, and flick. This one we have to reach 180, which isn't actually that far. Unless I don't flick it at all, then it's bad. And you can obviously reset, as I've done a ton of times. You can reset as many times as you want. 180, there we go. Kuxir Pinch is also 180. So you just have to get a good one. Fast aerial, and then the kickoff. It'll run you through every single kickoff. So you, basically, if you know how to speed flip, this is where it's going to come in handy the most. And it's obviously unlimited boost, so you can go as fast as you want. And then we come to the Powerslide Course, which that's not good for my time. And that's not good for my time. Powerslide Course is where a lot of your time is going to come from, is going through this, because this takes a while on its own. And I'm definitely not going to beat, I think my best time for the speedrun mode is 2:10. I'm definitely not going to beat that. But you go through it as quick as you can. And there is nothing like, in a real speedrun timer, you'll be able to see how quick you did the sections. That's not how this works, because that would be way too much for a map. It'll tell you right here at the end of it, time trials completed, time 2:37.142. And over here you can see my best time is 2:10.442. So the time trials mode is my favorite thing in this map. I do it a lot. Just in between matches, I just run a time trials just because I can. Because I think it's really fun to go through everything as quick as you can. Next is the challenge mode. So this one, you go through the following minigames getting the highest score possible. So time doesn't matter. So it won't run for this. So your goal is just to get the highest possible score you can. And so this one is more for 100% type thing. And if you reset, your score won't count. So if I were to reset here, which I'm not going to, if I were to reset, like if I fall off, I can reset to get 1,000 on it. I enjoy the time trials mode a lot more than this mode, but there are some people who are not going to like speedrunning and they're just going to want to play through them, get the highest score possible, so that's why there's both of them there. There's 558, so I'm not going to reset for this. But it's going to, at the end, it's going to add all of our score that we can. And you can see that now the score is counting for 100. For the challenge mode, some of the points are differentiated. So for this one, all the scores are multiplied by 100. So if you hit, 3 targets, it's 300 instead of 3. And then for the goalie mode, it's also, increased. I don't remember, it might be 100 or 75. As I said, I don't play this mode all that often. This map has been in the works for about a month or so. So it's been a while since I've played this mode. Alright, next we're in the air dribble. Which got a pretty good one, but not going to be very far at all. And next we have the flick. And you're probably wondering what stops you from just power shotting the flick. Like if I were to just power shot it, what stops me from doing that? And well, you start too far back to get a good power shot, so that's why it bounces. And so you can't really get a good one, so you have to flick it. Okay, so the goalie training is also multiplied by 100. Because you've probably seen that you get like 700 on the dribble. And so it wouldn't make sense for it to be 700 on a dribble, and then you get 6 points here. So that's why everything is multiplied by a ton. Oh, I flipped the wrong way for that one. Oh, I'm really lucky that one did missed. Now, what happened? You're probably wondering why you're not stopped from just being able to go up to the ball and just hit it. So if I were to go like this, why can't I just do that? Well, it will stop at midfield. So you can do it, but it really isn't. That's not the point of this. The point is for your goalie training. There we go. Challenge mode completing. Score 2,701,000. And that's my best score, so it puts it on the high scores board. Alright, and that's basically it for the entire map. We went through all of the different modes and went through obviously this is in with Lazord, however you say the name. I know he's gonna punish me for not being able to say his name. You can go in here and check out the website, and you can go in here to join his Discord. And obviously you can go on the Steam Workshop to check out this map and play it yourself. And the time trials mode over here, there will be a speedrunning board for it on the speedrun.com, like I did for the spaghetti speedrun. There will be a board for the time trials if you want to go on the board and submit a run and try to get world record. I'm very excited to see how people are going to handle it. You can also check this map out on the Steam Workshop, and it will be public by the time this video is out. And that's it. So I'll see you